So what we were talking is on the dasanena pahatappa. Especially this is good for those people who still have confusion on Sotapanna, especially Bobby. So it's more inclined towards Bobby because this at the end of it, you can see the all the three sanyojana or the fetters are gone. Okay. So if you see here, it says they understand that this is suffering, this is the cause of suffering, this is the way coming out of suffering, and the path that person took to come out of suffering. Now, since Ashwin is there at my home, I wanted to tell some things. Maybe the same problem might be with others as well. First things first is, hold on for a second. I need to do one another thing before it gets into a problem. Okay. It hangs very badly. One second.
Which is the sutta is talking at you? The sun and what is it?
Sabbasava Sutta, MN2.
Oh, second. Okay.
So basically, what we can see, especially if somebody has a doubt like Bobby and somebody is worked up like Ashwin. Okay. Want to say something. Number one, you are not doing Mount Everest climbing in terms of meditation. Or if you think you want to do something, it will never work. The amount of effort what Ashwin is putting at my home, I told him if you work out this way, it's not going to happen. Okay. He is, instead of having sukha, he is having more and more dukkha. Reason being that when we wake up, we first have to see what is the state of our mind. Is it in a peaceful state or in a worked up state, tired state, or is it in a healthy state or energized state, so to say. Based upon that, we need to apply whatever we need to apply. Number one, what to apply? If the mind is restless, you can't sit. So what to do? First, find out the cause of restlessness and eliminate the cause of restlessness. If you push yourself too hard, it will become even more restless. So it's like your ship is rocking, you add further more water to it, and it even more sinks. That's it. Nothing else is going to happen. Okay. Number two, he asked me one nice question today in the morning. I thought, let me address it. Marananasati. He started doing that because in one discourse or even day before yesterday, I was telling people that you need to do that. If you do too much of Marananasati, you get into depression. And if you get into depression, you feel like committing suicide. Okay. These things should be understood in a more proper, appropriate way. Marananasati is to be used only when the mind is interested towards objects, enjoying a particular object. Let's say if I want to watch some politics happening in India or in Australia or in US or wherever, or I want to see a football game or cricket or some fun, let me go and enjoy food in this place or that place. That's a time to apply Asubha Sanya or Asubha Bhavana or Maranasati, not otherwise. Let's say when I wake up, the mind is clean. Why should I do this? It's not a ritual that I wake up and I do this and do that. Stop doing. The more you try doing it, the worse it gets. It's not a ritual that I have to do like this. What do you mean you have to do? That means you are establishing I stronger and stronger, and yet believing you are in Buddha teaching. That means neither you agree with anicca, nor you are agreeing with anatta, because you want it. It's not going to work. So I informed Ashwin, don't do that. From yesterday, I'm seeing him. He's putting more and more effort. His face is becoming more and more dull. It's not energized. He's feeling tired. He doesn't want to accept he's tired. Okay, and he's feeling sleepy. So he is finding one or the other reasons. That's not the way to work out at all. That's far away from Buddha Dhamma. It is as what the Jains used to do, or even today they do. Go on the other side of it. The more effort you put, the better it is. It's worse. I'm not saying that you should enjoy this process. No. I'm not saying you should do this or that. So I was talking to him in the morning once I came to office also, is that why are we doing Buddha Dhamma? First, we understand that properly. Number one, is there a sukha or happiness in senses? And the answer is yes. Please don't think senses don't have any happiness. It's there in Panchakanga Sutta also. If anybody sitting here have a wrong opinion that the senses don't have any happiness and you want to torture yourself, it's not going to work. Clear? Number two, does the senses provide you an ultimate happiness or continuous happiness? And the answer is no. Senses have limited. Like as an example, the time I spent with Bobby or with Shaniel or with anyone, or in their house or in their motorway or in whatever I was eating or whatever they were doing is already gone. None of it is there with me, or with whatever I spent with Ariu or Chirag or whatever in San Francisco is completely gone. There's nothing I can do to get it back. The only thing I can do is to go back to San Francisco and try to live that life again, which might or might not happen. So, in that way, the senses don't provide lasting happiness. Okay. So, that's second. Then the jhanas, do they provide lasting happiness? Yes, they do. More than senses. So the next thing we need to get into is jhana, because they provide more happiness. Absolutely, we should do it. No second thoughts. And that's the reason Buddha says, get into jhana. Now, is the jhana gives you the lasting happiness? And the answer is no. There is a diminishing effect of the jhana. Yes, they are better than sensuality, but definitely not permanent, not stable. Even though you can get into jhana anywhere, it wanes away. Just like the taste of food, the touch, smell, like that wanes away, fades away. Jhana also fades away. The time it takes to fade is higher. But that doesn't mean that they are long lasting. But that also doesn't mean that we shouldn't do jhana. In the same way, there's nothing to say that we shouldn't enjoy the senses. Senses do have enjoyment, piti, and it has sukha. It will be foolishness for somebody to think if he's thirsty, terribly thirsty, he shouldn't be drinking water. And if he drinks water when he is terribly thirsty, he will find relief. And that relief is sukha. And he can see there is sukha. If some stupid guy thinks that there is no sukha in that, he is fooling himself. So there is sukha. But can you drink another glass of water and get the same sukha? And the answer is no. Once quenched, even if you put the same amount of water, it's not going to help. In the same way, if I've eaten breakfast now, it is full. If somebody were to give me the same breakfast again, much better than my first breakfast, it's not going to serve the purpose because I'll not get that sukha. But can I get into the jhana? Yes, that's possible. So what happens? Buddha uses the word pasanna, which means a very serene state of face. So when you do jhana, you should have that serenity. If the face looks frowning, if the face looks dull, that means it's no use. Just like when Asaji was coming and Sariputta, before he became Sariputta, Upatissa, he went, he saw a serene face and so asked, how come you have such a nice face? Who is your teacher? If somebody is so, which fellow will ask, even if he is in 8 jhana, so called 8 jhana. So it should be pasanna chitta. Chitta as in mind, pasanna means happy. So if somebody sees someone, they should feel pretty happy. Ah, what a face to have. And then you are asking that person will ask this person that, hey, how come you're so happy? What's your secret of happiness? And then that makes sense. So if my face here doesn't look like that, what dhamma am I following then? It's not something like I go to a wrestling match and I need to do something about it, or I'm going for a fight. So Ashwin's face yesterday and today in the morning was looking as though he's having a fight, a literal fight. That's not the way of doing things. And also with Bobby, he's hell bent upon it. No, there's nothing like that. So what Buddha is talking about āsava here, dasanena pahatapa, is you need to know what to do and you need to know what you should not do. So when we get up, we need to see the hindrances in the mind. Whatever the hindrances are, try to remove them. That's the first step. If there are no hindrances, don't create any hindrance. You don't have to have any hindrance. So just get into it. What should I get into? Well, if you are following some tradition, as in Goenka tradition, start with that. If you're following some Ajancha tradition, follow with that. Whatever you are well versed with. Okay, whatever you're well versed, meaning whatever makes you to get into the act, get into that. Then we can see that sensuality or senses have limitation. So the first thing I need to work out on is vivicheva kamehi, meaning I will observe that the senses have limitation, and hence I'm secluding from sensual pleasure. Because without the sensual pleasure being removed, how can I have jhanic pleasure? It doesn't work, right? So it's not about fighting to see the breath for 10 hours or 18 hours because you only said 18 hours. Yeah, I will say do it for 24 hours. I'll say, why don't you jump into a swimming pool? Then I'll say, why don't you jump from the 10th floor? Have some common sense also. You told doesn't make any sense. I might tell 100 things depending upon what is to be understood, but you should know what works for you. If you can't see breath, why? Because the mind is occupied somewhere. It's as simple as that. If there were no occupation with something else, it wouldn't be doing that. So we need to see what is it occupied with. That's the first thing. And if there is no occupation, obviously it will come back to breath because there's nothing else it can do except for watching the breath, because it gets the pleasure of watching the breath. When we say pleasure, it is sukha. It's now watches the breath because it's getting sukha. It was seeing something else because it was having sukha there. Now that there is no sukha there, it comes back to breath. So the objective here is not like a puppeting that I need to watch the breath. No, you need to see what are your hindrance and where is the mind going. Dasanena pahatabba. Pahatabba means stopping it from not going anywhere because that creates āsavas. So you have to stop it. So he says, look at kama. Are you feeling sensual? Sensual doesn't mean sexual. That's another misunderstanding. Nobody is talking from the morning till night sex. It's about sensual, seeing something, hearing something, tasting something, touching something, smelling something. And he's called that as kama guna. Ittha, kanta, manapa, kamupasamita, piyarupa, rajaniya, 5 into 6, 30 in total. Now you don't have to count them. Did it have this? It is restlessness. Just overall, are you feeling preoccupied, let's say? Or am I getting preoccupied? If the answer is yes, that is preoccupied because it's getting pleasure out of there. So I need to pull it out by what? It doesn't come without showing what's the danger. So adhinava is the danger. What's the danger can you show? The only 2 dangers can be shown. One danger is asubha. Okay, saying that there's nothing in there, it's asubha. Let's say the mind doesn't understand that asubha. Then you bring in marananusati. What if my breath stops now? Fear sets in. Fear means not the fear of bhuri, biru. That's not what we're talking. It's hiri, as in moral shame, ottappa, as in moral dread. Because, oh shit, I'm started watching YouTube. What if my life were to come to an end? Stop. Then it automatically comes back to breath. And also yesterday, I was showing Dhatu Vibhanga Sutta to Ashwin and others. Karmasthana, Kammatthana, Adhitthana. Okay. In Goenka technique, Adhitthana is to sit. As per Buddha, there are 4 adhitthanas, not one single adhitthana. First adhitthana, Panya adhitthana. Second adhitthana is Satchadhitthana. Third adhitthana, Chagadhitthana. Fourth adhitthana, Upasama adhitthana. Not sitting in one place for 10 hours or 5 hours or whatever that hours. That is childish. But isn't it required? Yes. To begin with, yes. So I was showing to him, look at this sutta. What does Buddha say as adhitthana? So after we have done the foundational course of Goenka, you should move forward, not stay there. So we started doing Dhatu Vibhanga. Anyway, coming back to this subject is Dasanena Pahatabba is to see what's the state of my mind and apply whatever is required through Yoniso Manasikara, which we have already covered last time on Yoniso Manasikara. So I don't want to go back to that again. It's very simple, is that go to the root cause of your problem and solve it at the root. Okay. So MN 140 Dhatu Vibhanga Sutta and MN 2 Sabbasava Sutta are in a way interlinked, and that's the reason I've taken both the suttas. While people come this month to my home for staying with me, I'm doing, and now Ashwin is there. So we are going to be doing it every day. And then looking at Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, like that, and then crossing. Okay. Hopefully, he should be able to get more. So he's now, when he called me up an hour ago, so his face was looking far better. So it's nice. So today he can do it. And I have left him there in the house, and I have come here so that he can use that whole house as a shunyagara and then do whatever he wants. Okay. Now, in this Dasanena Pahatabba, what Buddha is saying is, when you see, that means when you see that with what do you get kama, and with what you get the bhava, I want to become. Let's say I am desperate to come back to Australia, is a bhava. It's bhava. Why? Because I'm so used to Bobby's home. And Bobby has been kind enough to give his car, because Bobby doesn't want to drive. So he says, Vilasji, you want to drive? And I love driving. So he gives me the car. So I'm so happy to drive on the motorway. Except that he'll be saying, Vilasji, it is 65, it is 70, or whatever it is. It's fun. But other than that, it's nice. So now what about I coming back to Australia and stay with Bobby? Am I really staying with Bobby, or I'm staying with Bobby just because of being in Australia or Brisbane? If the answer is Brisbane and not Bobby, then it is Kamasava. So what should I do? See the defilements, why it is picking up Australia, because of sensual pleasure. So what should I do? Immediately I have to apply Marananusati. Where do I find it? There are 2 Marananusatis. One Marananusati as death, contemplation, and one Marananusati by Araka as part of looking at the days which are going off, the seasons which are going off. already how many seasons have you completed? So what I did, 100 years maximum, 53 years gone, 47 left. Instead, my parents died, both of them at 70. So I don't even have 17 years left. And then the fear comes. So Australia goes away from the mind. Do I want to land in San Francisco? The mind says no. I want to land anywhere. Day gone is gone. Then I start reflecting. April 2nd, I left Bangalore. It's gone. April 3rd, gone. April 4th, gone. April 28th, also gone. 27th, I left Australia. 28th, gone. 30, gone. 30, then 1st of May. 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Today, 5th of May. Nothing I can do to bring it back. Isn't it that aging is happening, Jara? Isn't that I'm going towards Marana? Isn't it that sorrow is going to happen? Yes. So then what happens? The Kama Chanda is gone. Now, do I want to be reborn in Australia? No. Reborn in this life. I'm not talking next life. Reborn in this life. No, I'm not interested. If it happens to be back in Australia, it's different. But I don't want to be in Australia, or I don't want to be in America. I don't even want to be in India either. I want to be in jhana. Simple. So, should I now get into first jhana? Yes, at the quickest. Why? Because sensual doesn't give me any kind of satisfaction nor happiness. Can I get back the ice cream we had in Bobby's place? No. We went to a building which is 23 floors, and from there we were seeing the Brisbane. No. And we only went once. And that's it. In those 23 days, only once. And did I see Gold Coast? No. Did we find sunshine in the Sunshine Coast? No. And I even lost my slipper when I went to the beach. The water came and took it away. And I had to walk 5 kilometers without the slipper on a barefoot. It was a nice experience. But that's what it is. Now, are we going back to Sunshine Coast? No. Should I go to Sunshine Coast? If the answer is yes, I have to take a flight from Bangalore to Brisbane, taking 15 hours of arduous journey plus 3 hours in the airport, 18 hours to just go to a beach which will have only sand and water. Am I interested in that? In 18 hours, I can be in 8 jhana. Wow. Throw it out. So what should I do? Throw out sensuality. So bhava, āsava will not come. And kama āsava also will not come. So have I not done what I should be doing? Yes. In that case, what happens? So the Buddha says here, when you do that, you will see suffering. Am I not seeing suffering? Yes. 100% I'm seeing suffering. It just to reach Bobby's home will take 18 hours. This considering Bobby or Marin going to come and pick me up from the airport. This considering that the flight doesn't get delayed. This considering that the next flight from Sydney to Brisbane is not delayed or I catch the flight. Then on that day, we can't go to Sunshine Coast. The next day, are we going to Sunshine Coast? Don't know. If Bobby is not in a mood to take me to Sunshine Coast, if Marin is not interested in taking me to Sunshine Coast, or it's raining, nothing, or the cyclone, what Sunshine Coast? After 18 hours plus another 24 hours, and you land in Sunshine Coast, how much time? Half an hour? 1 hour? 2 hours? And you have to put all the sunscreen and UV is there, otherwise it turns dark. Skin is UV is so much that you can't sit. You have to wear a cap, sweating, want to get into water, salt water, you have to take a bath. How much of this problem, my God. So then the mind gives up. This is exactly what I need to do. Okay, it's not that, oh, let me get into the first jhana. No. Vivicheva kamehi. It will take time. By each person, themselves, whatever it is. I just gave my problem that I want to be in Australia because it's so silent place than my really sound issues. But am I really hearing any sound at my home? No. Then should I go to Australia? No. Why? Isn't it the best condition to stay? Yeah, absolutely. Remove the kamachanda or kama. Vivicheva kamehi. Then vivicheva akusala dhammehi. So in akusala dhamma, I can see it in two ways. One hindrance way, another one is a 10 immoral deeds. And then I enter into the first jhana, which is savitakka, savichara, pitisukha, ekagata, being there. Ekagata is in the lower one. Next lower one is sukha. The next, or rather, the lowest is the ekagata. The slightly higher is the sukha. Then the more higher is the piti. And the highest is savitakka, savichara. So when I have savitakka, savichara of the breath, slowly, 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 the joy appears. Then what happens? It automatically drops off. What drops off? Savitakka, savichara will move into avitakka, vichara. There's no vitakka, there's no debating about how the breath should be seen or thoughts about the breath. Both are not there. It becomes natural to watch the breath. So I am in second jhana. What is the thing about second jhana? It's like what Goenka says, free flow, or rather, somebody is giving you a head bath or a massage from head to toe. There won't be any portion of your body where you're not feeling that nice experience. Now you can compare, or I can compare my experience with Sunshine Coast. I feel lousy. It's disgusting. I better stay with this. Now there is no interest any longer for me to go to Sunshine Coast at all. Then I come to the third jhana. The second jhana will last for 2 to 3 days, and the third jhana at least a week. Why? Because you get so much of sukha that you don't require any external sukha to be there. Now, what is this sukha? As an example, like in the case of Shaniel having a swimming pool, which we saw, Bobby and Marin, we were standing up and we saw that swimming pool. Let's say it's pretty cool water, and then the heat outside with humidity is 35, 36 degrees centigrade, and you get into the water, you feel, and that cool effect stays with you lingering. Even if you have come out of the swimming pool, you have that lingering effect of that coolness. You sit anywhere, feel cool. Anywhere you are, wherever you are, however you are, the whole day goes in that coolness. Next day morning, you're woken up with coolness. That next day morning, you're woken up with coolness. Cool and pretty cool. Whatever we use that word cool. Now, it lasts for a week. Now I can compare my life with Sunshine Coast or whatever Gold Coast or whichever coast that is. Horrible. There's nothing in there. Trash. Or if I use Australian English, rubbish. Or UK English, rubbish. It's literally rubbish. What are you talking? Yes, Ariel. Yes. So basically, here I can see for myself that the enjoyment what I had in Australia is this much. This, not this, this, which is lousy. The enjoyment what I had in San Francisco is this. So should I want to go to San Francisco? Bay Area? Come on. The enjoyment what I'm getting is this against this. And sitting here in Bangalore, I'm getting it. Sitting in this place, I'm getting it. And I'm getting it while I'm still talking to you. Isn't that the most amazing thing? And that's what is required. Not about where we sit and how we sit, whether it's sitting cross-legged or this legged or that legged or whatever it is. That's all. Keep it to a side. Are you feeling internally happy? Don't require anything at this moment. No food can satisfy you. No sound can satisfy you. No no sight can satisfy you. No touch can satisfy you. Even the most beautiful woman, rubbing all her body to your body, you feel it's pain. In fact, it feels like shit. Why she is poop? Like why she is coming here? That's the happiness of the third jhana. That's real happiness. Then after that, you get into the fourth jhana, wherein the first thing it fades is the pleasure, the sukha, but it doesn't become dukkha. Domanasa is not happening. Then the body pain is also not there. The body pleasure is also not there, but you are aware. Just pure awareness. And that awareness can stay for a month. You'll be in an equanimous situation. And you are in fourth. So now I can compare the Gold Coast even to a sukha, what I just now experienced with that swimming pool, is no match. Now I am ready to go into the arupa jhanas, because they are much more higher than the rupa jhanas. Now what did I see? I saw the sensual has pleasure. That is pretty less when compared to jhanic pleasures of the rupa. Then I am wanting to do the arupa because they are far more better than the rupa. Then I see all the three of them, and I see the nature of anything is to pass away. So I give up. Anupada Parinibban. So that very moment, Nibbana happens. That's the ultimate. So what did I do? I looked at this. I looked at the second one. I looked at the third one and dropped it. So didn't I see it myself? Yes. So then he says the three fetters are gone through dasanena pahatabba. Any questions? All good. So this is what we are going to do. And Ashwin, anyway, you are there for a few more days, or you are going to be there for some more days. I'm more than happy. So we can do it together. So when I come back from office, let's sit and do it together. Okay. So that's the thing. I don't want to take the next one after dasanena pahatabba because big one, and then I have to leave at 9:30. So, which is another 11 minutes to go. Then we'll come to samvara. Now, most important thing, since the next one is samvara, we have to follow the way Buddha follows. Okay, this is a typical practice you need to know. Number one, sila. I might be having full sila, but good to review. If it is not working, first get into sila. See if you have broken anything the previous day. If yes, have an adhivāsana that you will not break now. You have to fix it. Okay, you can break, but you have to fix it. And now you get tired of breaking and fixing, breaking and fixing. You better not break it. So the sati will improve. Right. So the first thing, sila. Second one, indriya samvara. The next one he's going to talk about is samvarena sila, which is samvara, pahatabba. Now, in that indriya samvara, you should see the drawback of indriyas. It just keeps on moving. It makes no sense. So why don't I give up this indriya forever? Okay. So indriya samvara. Third one, bhojana matyanutta. In the same sutta, he gives what is bhojana matyanutta. Some misunderstandings are there about one-time eating. Afternoon, you should not eat. I don't know from where they have got it. No sutta talks about it. It only says at improper times. Improper time means when you are not hungry. If you eat when you are not hungry, you can't meditate. Meaning you can't get into jhana. What do you mean by meditate? See, number one, are we in lookout for happiness or not? And the answer is yes. Why are we doing this? Why has Ashwin driven all the way from Chennai to Bangalore to see me? What would he get seeing me? He can even see me only through video. Why he should take his car, drive from 3 a.m. in the morning and reach in Bangalore? No. He's come here in search of happiness. So basically, Ashwin is here in pursuit of happiness. And I was there in Australia to show how to get happiness. I was not there in Australia to show how to get into depression. And the same thing with Aryu. So if you want to get into depression, then you are not following the Dhamma. Basically, please understand that. Nibbanam paramam sukham. It is not Nibbanam paramam dukkham. Because the life itself is dukkha. So why add furthermore dukkha to that dukkha? It makes no sense. So question is the senses having happiness? Yes. But is it long lasting? No. Is a jhana, first jhana, is better than the sensual? Yes. Is the second jhana better than the first jhana? Yes. Is the third jhana better than the second jhana? Yes. Is the fourth jhana better than the third jhana? Yes. Is the first arupa jhana better than the fourth jhana? Yes, by miles. Is the next one, what is that? The sixth one. Is it better than the fifth one? It's too big. Vinyanan Chaitanya. Is the seventh one better than the sixth one? You will get Cheto Vimukti itself. Is the eighth one better than the seventh one? Wow. Is the ninth one the best of all? Yes. If that was not there, then why would Buddha ever talk jhana? In no sutta, Buddha says, sit for 10 hours, sit in an empty room, close yourself, and all that thing. Show me a single sutta, if at all you get. So, it's not about torturing. It's Kila Matanu Yoga. It's not about enjoyment, which is Kama Sukhalukanu Yoga. And both are Hino Gammo Pottujjaniko. Anariyo Anatta Samhito. What does that mean? Hina, like the Hinayana, inferior. Hino, Gammo. In Kannada, we use a word called Gamad, which means villager. Gamma is Grama, which is villager, a village kind of person, doesn't know anything. Pottujjaniko. Puttujjana, like child. Pottu, come here. And the child will come, yeah. You give it a toy, it'll again go back, he. That's all what it is. Pottujjaniko. Anariyo, you're circling there only. Ariya is to cut the circling. Anariya, you're circling there. Anatta samhito. Anatta is not anatta. Anatta is senseless. Anartha. Samhito, you are caught up something which is having no essence. So if you are torturing yourself, is as good as you are enjoying. Dve me bhikkave ubhe anta. It is this side and that side. No, ubho anta. Majjhima patipada tathagatena abhisambutta. Neither of the two sides. So when we get into jhana, it cuts off both sides. But there is a difference. The normal person also can get into 8 jhanas. But here he uses discernment. He uses yonisamanasikara to see, is it long lasting? And the answer is no. So the only satchadipthana is nibbana. Amosa dhammam nibbanam. That means the only truth ever is nibbana, because that is the one which does not change, that doesn't have instability. Everything else has instability. You can't get into first jhana if kama is there. You can't get into second jhana if avitakka avichara has not happened. You can't get into the third jhana if the piti were not to be there. You can't get into the fourth jhana if sukha is not there. You can't get into the fifth jhana if you didn't have the fourth jhana, which is neither happiness nor unhappiness. or pleasure and pain of body and mind. You can't get into sixth jhana if you are not at all in space, which is vijnana. You can't get into the seventh jhana if you are not in at all in the sixth jhana, which is vijnana. You can't get into the eighth jhana if you are not in neither perception, nothingness. You can cut off all the jhanas at once and attain Nirodha Samapatti. At that very moment, a person is an anagami. Okay, so this is the reason why the face should be smiling. It's not you force fit a smile, it's really the smile. So, Ashwin, I'm not asking you to smile just for the sake of smiling. You should have that from inside. That smile will show you why you drove all the way from Chennai to Bangalore. If you're going to have a face like this, you were better off in Chennai, I think so. Yes, sir, I have 1 minute left. No, it's okay. Yeah, yeah, yes, because you are giving unnecessary pain. Like I'm sitting for 10 hours or 6 hours or 4 hours or whatever that is. I will not eat. I will not do this. I will not do that. It's what do you mean? I will not. It makes no sense. Like yesterday, in the case of Ashwin, he didn't have lunch, and he was saying that he had more breakfast. So his mind was running behind. Oh, I had too much of this, and I'll not eat, and this one. By evening, he was tired. Then we had to go out and eat. Yes, go ahead.
I guess as a strategy, sometimes you have to pacify the senses by giving it pleasure, and then it's easier to get into jhana. In that sense, it's a strategy.
You should be knowing, oh, I am feeling hungry. Let me feel it. So what Buddha calls is perfect word he has used there. The third one, fourth one, sorry. Third one, Patisevana Pahatapa. Patisevana means using it. You have to eat, you have to wear clothes, you have to do this, you have to do that, to do it. Patisevana. Don't reject. I will not do that. What stupid guy. You want happiness or you want unhappiness? Yes, sir, I want happiness. Then better do what should be done. Eat it for the sake of it. Wear it for the sake of it. Take this room for the sake of it. Take the medicines for the sake of it. Because you will never have happiness if you don't eat. It bites you. You can't live without wearing anything. Because the mosquitoes and this and that and so many other things will bite you. You have to take medicines. Otherwise, gilana, you are going to get sick anyway. So you better take medicine. Then you have to stay in a room or something. You have to cover, you should require a cover, basically, do that. Patisevana. Because it's required. Not that you have to be indulgent. Don't be indulgent, but don't be a pauper in UK English or broke in US English. Don't go to both extremes. You have to use it. Like I bought a perfume bottle while I was there in Australia. Why? Here in Bangalore, it is so dirty and then you sweat like crazy. And here the weather is not as good as there in Australia or in US. So just use it. You're not using it for fun. You're using because it stinks in this place. So you're just taking for that. And also you buy something where the other person will not get headache. Like in the case of my wife, she gets migraine by perfumes. So we have to select the one which doesn't have that kind of smell so that her need is taken care. Done. So while in US or while in Australia, I don't require to carry perfume because there is nothing which is happening, which is odd smelling. Here it is, the environment itself is like that. So you're basically staying in a shit place. So you have to do something about that shit. Like that. So we have to be smart. You have to be, what we can say, smart in the sense you should have some common sense, basically. And do what is required, but don't take it yours. Don't get attached to it. You're just using it for the sake of it. Nothing else than that. You just use it and leave it. Like this shirt is donated from Bobby and Marin, and the pant what I'm using is from who? Dardan. So if both of them were to ask, give me back, I should be able to give it back. Simple, because they don't belong to me. And this phone is from Ariu, this watch is from Ariu, and changes his mind and says that, hey, Vilas, give me back my phone and my watch. I should be willing to give it back. It never belonged to me. So I should be able to give it back. I'm just using it. It's not mine. So should I feel unhappy if Ariu were to ask this phone back? No, not even a wink. And the MacBook Pro, what he has given, I can just give it back to him. It doesn't belong to me. What doesn't belong to me doesn't belong to me. It's been given to you as a custody. Just use it. Just use it. Patisevana. I'm just using it. It's not mine. It never belonged to me. So I can't take what is not given as given. It becomes stealing. It was never given to me as a person. It was given to Dhamma. So it doesn't belong to me. If I have that much of clarity, good, because the jhana is far better than this one and that MacBook Pro or whatever it is. If they ask, okay, take it. If Bobby asks, give me this shirt, say, okay, take it. I'll wash it and give it back to him in the same way. If Dardan were to ask, give me your trouser, I can just pack it up and say, okay, here it is. Because they never belong to me. But jhana belongs to me. You see this difference? Yes.
Through this pahatapa, you get jhana, because chaga
leads
to jhana.
Yeah, it's chaga. So give it up. Take it. Who cares? Okay, take it right now. Take it and go. Anyway, it doesn't belong to me, including the cover, what we have here. It belongs to Ariel. Because he's paid for it. It's not mine. Only for the SIM card is mine. It's okay. It's fine. I can buy another phone and then if it required. So I've already given up. It's not mine. So what Ariu has donated or Bobby has donated or anybody has donated is for the Dhamma, not to me as a person. It doesn't belong to me. So I'm using it. Patisevana. That's it. So am I tortured? No. Am I indulgent? No. Because it doesn't belong to me. What is indulging there? No. If I have that clarity, I can enter into jhanas? Yes, because vivicheva kamehi has happened. Vivicheva akusala dhammehi has happened. So can't I get into first jhana at will? Yes. Second, third, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. As many number of times I want. Isn't it the most amazing thing I can do without this any of the sensual thing. Yes. Now, if Marin wanted me to go to Victoria Point or some other point, yeah, I will go. There's nothing to say no to it. Just go. If somebody else will say, let's go and enjoy this, okay, go. Because there's nothing called enjoyment. You can be in the jhana while everybody is enjoying something. You just participate. Just participate. Don't have to say no to it. Don't have to suffer with it. Your suffering is more damaging than anything else. Don't suffer, because already suffering. We are doing all of this to have a permanent happiness, which is Nibbana. Please understand. For that, step by step, first you need to see that karma has happiness, but it is less. Then the jhana has happiness, but Nibbana is the complete happiness. So unless the mind sees the defect in karma, it will not go into jhana. Unless it sees the defect in jhana, it will not see Nibbana. So first it has to get to see that karma has happiness. Then drop karma, because it is temporary. It doesn't stay. Then you do the jhana. It stays far better, but still goes away. Yes.
So I guess for those who has forcefully given up karma without properly understanding it, their mind is always torn, is always in stress. Hence, they're not able to get anything, even though they've most dedicated.
Yes. They will only be dedicated, but they don't get anything. So they get frustrated. And it's quite obvious on their face. They're not having pasanna chitta. They're fighting with themselves. Like somebody has taken them off, and then they're saying, they're just boiling like this. So calm down, calm down. First restlessness, calm down. It's okay, calm down. Don't have to fight with yourself. No. What are you fighting? You're already in suffering. What more suffering you want to add to it? Life itself is suffering, and then you want to add more suffering to the suffering, which makes no sense. Just because we want to find Nibbana, you shouldn't be suffering. We need to understand what is Nibbana, because the senses do have pleasure, do have sukha. They do have. Like Bobby used to eat tublava. There is sukha. Otherwise, why is he eating sweets? There is sukha. But that sukha is limited. Yes, that is limited, agreed. But then give another sukha which is higher than that. And then mind automatically gives up. Then you give up the jhanic sukha, because there is far better sukha. And that nibbanic bliss is undefeatable. And that's a step-by-step approach. So when I saw Ashwin yesterday, I understood what I should do when all of these people come to my place, just another 1 week plus time. If they all start doing what Ashwin is doing, it will become a cemetery. Then all are dead there. No life at all. I can make it as a Anumodana Sankalpa cremation center. Nothing else. I'm speaking to dead bodies, basically. Already dead. That shouldn't be the case. Fully energetic. Better energy than what they were when he arrived from Chennai, and by this he came on 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Today's 5th. By now he should have been like this. What is that? You didn't come here to become more dull than what you were. So I thought yesterday, I didn't sit there. I went to my house, started thinking what I should do. This is the very first time I'm seeing somebody coming and working out with me. I thought, okay, let me come up with a proper practice.